Before we get into any sort of details, which has been your favourite?
So, my favourite of the first round, really. Um, can I say not England?
Yeah, of course. I'd,
Is
I'd,
that enough?
if you say England, I
Definitely
would.
not England. That
Yeah, that was not the best match.
no. We'll come back to England,
Mm,
but that was not my favourite game.
no.
Um, I only caught a little bit of Turkey Georgia, which apparently is sacrilege because that's the best game in the world.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Um, Italy Albania was good for 15, 20 minutes until it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was great watching the Scottish get battered.
Yeah, that was. They were pretty terrible. They didn't look at any
They
point good or even okay.
no, they didn't look like they should belong there, which
No.
I don't think I can say about any of the other sides that I've watched. Um, every other side has given something. Ukraine, I thought, were a little bit weak.
Mm.
They, I mean, they seemed to give up. Romania were really up for it. They seemed to give up a bit, but Scotland, they might as well have just sent the under 21s.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I think I heard one of the commentators saying it's like 4 or 5% of the Scottish population had gone over to Germany.
Which is, mate, you can't. You got to give it to the Scottish. They're going to get behind their team.
Mm.
100%. They've been to the last two Euros now, and they've got behind them 100%. It's just a shame that it's not reflect. Is it a shame? Probably not for us, but it's a shame for the Scottish
Yeah,
that it's not reflected on them
it is. It is.
because they've got some good players. It's not like the whole team's dog shit.
No.
They've got some players that can actually play, but they just they just seemed a bit lost out there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it looked like at one point it was gonna get embarrassing.
yeah, I mean, if 5-1 isn't embarrassing, yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like it could have been
Yeah, because
because I don't think Germany hit top gear.
no, I don't think they did. But it went. They got a goal disallowed, didn't they?
Yeah,
I think if they'd have gone 5-0 up with quite a bit of time to go, it could have crumbled Scotland.
yeah, yeah, and with it such a short format and that goal difference in their first game,
Mm.
you've got to say they've already gone.
Well, what's annoyed me about the Scottish team or manager is they're saying they want to get 4 points. Why are you not trying to win your next two matches? Like,
Yeah, you
why
should.
are you trying to get through as the best of the third place?
Yeah, yeah. So who are they willing to draw against?
Yeah,
So they've got Hungary to play and they've got Switzerland to play. They've got Switzerland up next. Is that the game that they're willing to draw? Because Switzerland looked quite good against Hungary. That
well, yeah,
Hungary looked
yeah,
poor.
yeah. Who are they going to beat? Is like if they're not going in with a we're going to beat them both. Who are they planning on beating?
Yeah, yeah. I was quite disappointed by the attitude of the Scottish. Really, like
Mm,
cheering because you've made a clearance in the first 4 minutes. What are you doing, boys?
yeah,
Funny moment though. So I watched this game in the pub, and when Germany scored their first, half the pub cheered, and half the pub cheered, the other half didn't, and there was just a little voice in the back that said, "Are we cheering for the fucking Germans now?" Against Germany, Scotland.
Well, it's Sophie's choice, isn't it? Arguably, that's an easier decision.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't think Germany were tested. I don't think we can really
No, yeah.
say whether Germany can push on and win this tournament off the back of that game. But I think we can say that Scotland are just going out
Yeah,
off the back of that.
Scotland won't win.
No. Um, Also, Hungary, Switzerland. Fantastic. So that game ended 3-1 to Switzerland. Fantastic moment when Switzerland scored their first, and a fan just held up a sign that says "Fondue better than goulash."
Fondue.
That is just that is. Let's not have any fighting at the Euros. Let's just make it friendly banter between different countries.
Who's got the best cuisine? Who
Maybe
has
we
got
don't
the
have to
best?
play.
Who has the best cuisine in Europe?
Ooh. I mean, I'm saying it's going to be Italy, France in the final.
Yeah, I'm siding towards Italy. So I would go Italy, Spain.
Italy, Spain.
Mm. But I like that sort of like a seafoody, like the Mediterranean sort of, like a bit of
I don't think we can look past Germany as well. Germany were a bit of a dark horse in that sort of scenario, I think.
very
With the
different
that,
sort of food, isn't it? The German food.
yeah.
That's some homey
German food, you
stodge.
can sit down with a beer.
Yeah, yeah, a big liter of beer and meat.
Yes.
Maybe the
Um,
Germans have come in and stole it. When you say it like that, on a sunny summer's day in a beer garden, I wouldn't say no to a
yeah.
German sort of meal.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't look past a German in a beer garden. It's perfect food weather for Germany.
Yeah, yeah, Italy, you've got to be drinking a bit of wine and you've got to feel a bit sophisticated, haven't you? You can't,
If you're at least going for the Italian version,
yeah,
if you're willing to have like a British, American, whatever pizza, you can just get plastered and eat that.
yeah, but you can't, if we're talking Italian, it's got to be Italian, hasn't it?
Yeah, proper Italian.
Mm. Well, who'd have thought Germany has the best food in Europe?
Spain, Croatia. 3-0
Yeah,
Spain. Spain looks strong.
Croatia looked poor.
Um, yeah, I was going to say again, Spain didn't look like they hit top gear either,
No,
whereas Croatia looked like they were still on the plane.
yeah, they had an aging squad, and they meant I think it was Roy Keane who mentioned it. It's like they've got an aging squad and no young players like to bring that sort of uplift energy, and
Yeah,
maybe that's maybe that's the case.
yeah, it's a bit concerning for Croatia really
Yeah,
because do they just end up in free fall now and we don't hear from them for a while?
well, it's very possible, isn't it? You can't control what happens with a club, a country, can you? Like, if you've got a poor generation of talent, you just have to wait.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's completely different to club football. You can't just buy someone in and cover positions. You've got to stick with the age and the experience and hope it's enough. And
Yeah,
I think this is just showing that it isn't enough.
no, we won't touch on the 16-year-old because that would be
Cool.
illegal.
Yeah. The Croatia penalty, never a penalty. In my eye, I don't even see where the contact was, if I'm honest. They just threw themselves to the floor. Um, what it felt like a little bit of karma with the penalty being disallowed and the indirect free kick being awarded to Spain. But I didn't think it was a penalty personally. I think they were a bit hard done by there.
Mm.
Um, Italy, Albania though. So this is the group that we had a quite a big discussion on, wasn't it, in the previous
Yes.
video?
Yes.
And we were saying Albania come rock bottom, which I think they probably still do, but you can't. They go in there and they've given it everything. They scored the quickest goal in the Euros.
Well, it doesn't stand for much though, does it, when you lose?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. But so Albania, we put rock bottom, and we said they've got no chance of getting through. And we said the same about Scotland. But at least with Albania, they're going out and making it competitive. They're not just rolling over and accepting defeat. They actually want to go out and they actually want to win. They're playing attacking football. The quality isn't quite there, but if they somehow scrape through on a third place, if they can grab a couple of points, steal a few points here and there, the knockouts people get nervous.
People do get nervous. Yeah, knockouts can be funny, but I'm still not thinking Albania will get to knockouts. I'd be shocked.
I just think it's quite refreshing. See, they remind me a little bit of Chile a couple of years ago when Chile just came out and just played attacking football. They just went for it. They didn't try and settle in and not let teams get past them. They just attacked, and it's quite nice to see. Like, you kind of take the science out of football, which actually we'll come on to that in a little bit. But you kind of take the science out of football and just play. It's just quite refreshing. I like it.
So, Albania is your go-to dark horse.
Yeah, they are. For that group, maybe they could sneak past. Depending what they can do with Croatia, because Croatia look like they're there for the taking.
But then they have to get then a
Um,
draw out of Spain though, and can you see that happening?
well, so are Spain already on the beach at that point? That's the thing. So if Spain beat Italy,
Is
which
that
I
is
think
that
they do,
the fixture list? Spain, Italy.
yeah.
Yeah.
If Spain beat Italy, they'll. I can see them resting players against Albania. I don't think they're too asked about getting 9 points.
No. Yeah, you'd be a fool to go for 9 points, wouldn't you, if you've already won the group?
Yeah,
Like, just keep your
especially
players fit.
especially with how aggressive Albania are.
Mm,
You could definitely pick up some unnecessary injuries in that game.
yeah.
So I don't know. Croatia needs to be careful here.
Well, Croatia aren't going to go through. I think that's a definite. But I think only
Yeah,
two from this group are going through. I can't see anyone beating
yeah.
Spain and Italy.
We said it before. It's a bit too competitive for the third place to go through.
Yeah.
And I still think that's the case.
Poland, Netherlands, the team that you're putting towards the final, did they live up to what you would have expected? Gakpo,
Um,
top, not a Van Dijk dominating performance? Question mark.
no, no, they didn't impress like I thought they would. They got the job done, but I think with your opener, you kind of want to make a statement. I think Spain have made a statement and have
Yeah,
shown other teams actually we've got to watch out for these. Netherlands didn't do that against Poland.
no,
I
but
think
um, it's been a long time since Netherlands has really done well in a national tournament, is it not?
yeah, I think they got to the final in what was it, 2010 against Spain, where Spain won it. I don't see them. I don't see them going deep off the back of what we've seen. Van Dijk's aging as well. They've, they've got Gakpo, but is he good enough?
Mm.
I don't know. There are some question marks. I know he scored, but it was a big
P-
deflection
Player of the
off the
match.
back of that. What was that, sorry?
He got player of the match. He must have impressed someone at least.
Yeah, I don't know if he was as impressive as that. I don't know who would have given it. I don't think there was a standout. He wasn't a standout to me. Um, One thing I would say about that game though, their badges are fucking massive on the kit.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. That will.
What
That.
did you like that win?
Yeah, that would be annoying. Same on the arm. They're big badges on the arm as well.
Yeah, and the Euros logo has been peeling off a lot, hasn't it?
High quality.
I thought that the good management decision, substitution saved the game really. Got Netherlands the win, and then the keeper in the last couple of minutes as well made a cracking save to secure the 3 points. Those are the sort of things you need in tournament football. Those are the important things. But again, I
Mm.
didn't see enough from Netherlands. Um,
Slovenia,
Slovenia, Denmark,
Denmark.
boring, boring,
Yeah,
boring.
there was nothing of note for me.
No, there was an absolute banger of a goal. Which so this for me is where the passion of football has kind of gone amiss recently. It's got a bit too scientific. Everyone's trying to play round, pass the ball into the goal. I blame Pep. Pep's brought it in.
Yeah,
It's
just because
boring.
someone can do it well doesn't mean one route football doesn't work.
Exactly. Where's Big Sam when you need him?
Mm.
But there have been some absolute stunners of goals.
Well, we'll,
I think.
we'll come on to the next, but I did quite like that England were booting it quite a lot. Thought this is old school.
Yeah, yeah. And so really, people describe goals in different ways. You often hear people describe them as a screamer, belter, a peach. What is the difference? I've got quite a definitive answer as to how I justify describing a goal. So I'm going to pass it over to you first. What do you describe as a banger?
Banger, long distance, powerful shot.
Okay. See, a banger, I I don't mind with a banger. A banger has to be outside of the box for me.
Yeah,
I agree with you there. I don't mind a little bit of fizz on it though. A little bit of swerve. I think a screamer has to be 25 plus yards.
Mm.
You don't have a screamer within the 18-yard box.
No, definitely not.
A screamer has to be 25 plus yards, laces through it, and your full body goes through with it.
Yeah, but then you said bit of fizz. For me, that's peach. Like you curl
Peach,
it,
yeah.
top corner. That's a peach.
Yeah.
Like one where it's
Right.
not even like a fast moving ball, but the keeper just could never get to it.
Yeah, you can't read it. Can't read what's going on with the ball. A lot of fizz on that. That's a peach. And then for me, a belter is a screamer but in the box.
Yeah, it's closer. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen I don't think we've seen a screamer yet. We've seen some peaches. We've
Yeah.
seen some bangers.
So
I'm waiting for the screamer.
Screamer for me is the Company Man City goal that won them the league.
Yeah, against Leicester.
Yeah, that is a screamer.
Yeah. Steven Gerrard, 2006, FA Cup final.
Yeah,
That's a screamer.
yeah. Yeah, I think screamer might actually be used a bit too often for what the definition should be.
Yeah, it loses its meaning.
Yeah, it has to be a goal that is far out and it looks like the ball would never stop if the net wasn't there.
Yeah, it has to be carrying on up. It can't have any
Yeah.
dip in it. It
Yeah,
has to just go up and up and up and up.
yeah. Yeah, because that Gerrard one, it looked like it hadn't even left the floor yet and it was just gonna
Yeah.
stop in Spain.
Talking of great goals, Romania, Ukraine. Ukraine didn't really turn up for me. I think you can probably excuse them with having, what is it, approaching 3 years in a war.
Yeah, it's, as excuses go, quite good.
It is quite a good one. But there were some great goals in that game. The second one, the keeper could have done better. The keeper should have done better. Haven't Waterlooville, and you're playing Man City in the FA Cup, and you nod one in the last minute to go through. That's a stunner.
Yeah,
I don't think they've summed it up.
you've got to be better than that.
Yeah. They really celebrated after the game as well, which was nice to see. It's their biggest win in the Euros, but their numbers look shit.
But
They've
the
got to
numbers
sort
on their
that out.
back.
Yeah, they look solid. But the number 6 for me is probably the worst. It's absolutely shy. The number 2 you can get away with. The 10's fine. The 6, oh,
See if a 6 comes up. 17.
but they won't. I bet they're hiding it because they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're embarrassed at number 6. Not the player, the number. Not saying the player is shy, just the number. Look at the 9. Look at the 9. So the 9 is probably just a 6 upside down. Awful. Hate
Probably.
it.
If they've not put in much effort, I can't imagine they've done anything but flip it.
But yeah, like that game. Belgium, Slovakia.
Ooh, a controversial moment within this one.
Yeah, I think this is the first upset of the tournament.
Well, they were saying that it was the, quote, biggest upset of European history.
Really?
Purely ranking wise, like since the rankings have started, this is the biggest defeat from a team
Right.
ranked so differently.
Right.
they the commentator was actually saying this as Lukaku scored an equaliser that got chalked off due to the controversial handball. Which
Talk to me about that handball.
So I'll paint you a picture. I bet we can find a video of it. I'll be surprised if they haven't. But so there it is. So the ball gets played through and is sort of mingling with the defender, and it 100% touches his hand as he's running, as you can see there. And for me, it touches his hand, but brings the ball more in line with his path. Like otherwise, I think it would have went slightly more to the defender, and it would have been a different story. So they're talking about on the commentary and things about, was it ball to hand? Which, yeah, you could argue it was ball to hand, but it touched his hand, and I think gave him an advantage. So I think it should have been handball. So correctly chalked off. I'm going to go out there and say it. I think the VAR has been quite good from what I've seen.
Yeah, and again, using that semi-automated offsides, we're not waiting 2-3 minutes for an offside decision.
Yeah.
It's seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, why is that not? Why has it took so long? Like, tennis have had it for ages.
Exactly.
Cricket, they can predict where the ball's going to go. Why is it so difficult for football? I know they're very completely different, and there's much more factors in an offside than did the ball hit the line, but we're living in the future.
And it's shown that it works. It's shown that it works in the World Cup. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad the Premier League have voted on bringing it in next year. I think it's really going to speed the game up, and it's what it needs.
Yeah. And it removes those sort of controversial moments, like, was it against Newcastle or Tottenham, Liverpool last year, where they just got it wrong? Was it a Jota goal?
The Spurs one. Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz and Spurs way on,
Yeah.
and cost Liverpool a draw.
Yeah, I think it will be good, the bringing that in. I've been impressed by VAR. I think they've, from what I've seen, made the right decisions.
Yeah. Possibly the funniest name, Dudar. It's just great. Great
Nice.
having a player called Dudar. Only comment on that.
Yeah. Because this group, we had a bit of chat, didn't we? We were saying that surely Belgium win. They can't not win. But we also did say they do bottle it. And is that what they've done? Have they've got the players? Why are they so poor as a team?
Yeah. Yeah, is it too much pressure on their shoulders? Have they not got someone that's just gonna step out and just go, I'm gonna take this game by the scruff of the neck? Lukaku's not the man to do that.
Look, what's this stat here? A 15-match unbeaten run for Belgium ends. Have they played 15 matches that have been essentially unimportant? And then the first one in a competition they lose. Like, that's just, it's bloated stats, isn't it, in the modern day international football game?
It really is. It doesn't matter what. Obviously, qualifying you need to get through. It doesn't matter what you do in friendlies.
No.
It's what happens in the tournament that matters. And if you've gone 15 games unbeaten between tournaments, who gives a shit if you go and get beat by Slovakia in the game?
Yeah.
Austria, France. This game surprised me.
How so?
I thought France were just going to run away with it. I thought France had come out and made a little statement.
Yeah, a 1-0
They didn't even
unexpected.
score.
But they've got a massive badge as well.
Yeah, they do. I'm not liking these massive badges. I don't know what they're doing with that. But yeah, it was no goal set up by Mbappe. Mbappe broke his nose.
Yeah.
He's that big for the rest of the tournament.
Um. Well, how bad of a break is it? They're saying he doesn't need surgery, so it can't. Because the surgery, when they say surgery, presumably that means a nose reset, which isn't quite surgery, is it? Like you have to have your nose
No.
falling off to have a nose surgery.
Yeah.
A broken nose. You'd find a Sunday League player would carry on with a broken nose, and then still
I mean,
have a key afterwards.
you are a resident break a bone man. You broke your nose.
Yeah. So I had broken my nose a few times. The first time I did it, properly smashed it up, and
Real expert on
well, yeah, the first time I did it, tons of blood come out, and I couldn't have carried on, even if I could have, for that reason. It was just bleeding for a long time. But the second time I did it, playing football again, it broke it, but didn't bleed, and I just carried on playing. So
It didn't bleed the second time.
no, not properly. No, like it just a little bit. We would just like clear it up, carry on. Like the first one,
So
terrible.
what you're saying is Mbappe's a pussy.
No, what I'm saying is he should be fine to play like in the tournament. Like maybe if France are confident, he could sit out the next two group games and bring him back for the knockouts. But definitely, a broken nose shouldn't be stopping you from playing. Like if you compare it to say a rugby player, there's no chance a broken nose would stop a rugby player.
No, absolutely not. France might have the sexiest kit in the tournament.
It's fresh, isn't it?
It is gorgeous. I'm putting that and Germany in the final for the best looking kits.
I'm thinking this French one is good.
Yeah.
If
That's
the badge
sort of-
wasn't so big, it looks like
Yeah.
it's a knockoff with a huge badge.
Yeah. That's the sort of kit in 5-10 years time I think you're gonna see at festivals. People are wearing
Yeah.
that at festivals.
Yeah, that would be a wise purchase, never to wear and to sell
Yeah.
on when it becomes vintage.
Yeah. Going back to the broken nose, Mbappe enters the pitch without the referee's permission and gets a booking. Thoughts?
Well, I suppose is that the letter of the law?
I don't really know.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. What is it? If a coach comes onto the pitch, they only get a booking as well, don't they? Whereas
Well,
if
then
a
a fan-
fan comes on, yeah. Why are they getting fined? I would love it if the ref just went around and booked every single person that ran on.
No, see, I'm thinking a bit the other way. I would love it if Mbappe now got a stadium ban.
Yeah, you're not allowed in that stadium ever again.
It isn't the broken nose that's keeping him out of the tournament. It's his stadium ban for entering the pitch without permission.
Could you imagine?
That's what I want to see.
We should get the votes in. Should players be banned from stadiums for entering the pitch?
It'd stop it. It would stop it.
It would stop it. Best game of the tournament, so they say.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of this one. I was stupidly. I was driving because I have a job.
Well, that is
I should have
stupid.
not driven. Yeah, Turkey, Georgia. I don't know how to spell Turkey anymore.
Turkey.
They
Well,
changed it.
say how it sounds. Turkey.
They changed it to get away from the food, and now I don't know how to spell it. It's very frustrating to me, but that was besides the point. 3-1 was very flattering for this game, though. I caught the end, and Georgia really looked like they were giving it everything. If that's how they'd been playing for the whole game, yeah, everything was on the line.
Ooh.
And again, I mentioned it earlier about Albania, but just playing with passion, playing because you're on the world stage,
Yeah.
everyone's watching, just make impressions. That's what Georgia have done for me.
Yeah. I think that's a worthwhile thing as well, than putting their keeper up when it's 2-1 to get a point.
You have to.
Lose
In
3-1,
such a
lose
short
2-1, it
format.
makes no difference, does it?
No, it's
Well,
not coming down to goal difference.
It's unlikely to, isn't it? You're way better off going for a draw. I like that.
Yeah.
Something I don't think that you would get with an England squad.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
You'd probably have a terrible corner taken as well.
Yeah, maybe we've got Harry Kane back on corners.
And then obviously
Portugal, Czechia.
the big one, the player manager.
Yeah, did he do anything apart from get caught offside for Jota's goal?
Is he there because he deserves to be? I've heard that question.
Yeah, is he there on merit or is he there on reputation?
Mm. Because how many players are going to be in the Saudi league getting called up? Probably not that many.
Well, yeah, there were rumours of Jordan Henderson getting called up, having gone to Saudi and now playing for Ajax. And it was like you have said Jordan Henderson murders children. And I know Portugal and England are a little bit different in terms of quality right now, but I don't think he's good enough, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? The fact that these are the best moments from the player of the match says a lot.
Yeah, boring game. Portugal snuck it in the end after being behind for a long time. It's not much to talk about.
No. So we'll move on to the one
Yes.
we're invested in.
Yes,
A game
England.
of, I love the saying, two halves.
Well, I actually think it was a game of half an hour and then the rest.
Yeah, two halves.
We
Yeah.
looked fluid.
We did look good for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was great to watch. Sorry, I stumbled there a bit. I'm dribbling over Bellingham. The way he controlled the pace of the game. I mean, how old is he? 20?
I think he's 20, turning 21 in July, maybe.
Stupid. Silly.
It is silly.
There is no
silly.
way a man that age. What can we call him a man?
I think
he
you've
wouldn't be
got
able
to call him a man.
He wouldn't be able to hire a car in this country.
Is that what maketh man? No,
I think-
no, it's not manners. It's can you hire a car?
Yeah. If you can't go to Enterprise and get yourself a Sprinter, I'm sorry, you're a boy. You're not a man.
Say as you wish, Jude, but you are a boy. Yes, you might be the
Sit down.
best 20-year-old England's ever come across, but you can't hire a sprinter.
He's just a different gravy, isn't he?
He is different, gravy.
And I mean, that 30 minutes where England looked good, he was pulling the strings.
Yeah. One thing that I'm worried about is if he does just a small thing that's a bit silly, like when he walked into that player and chested him unreciprocatedly. Will the England fans, because they're shocking fans, turn on him if he gets himself sent off? I think they will, which is what I'm worried about, is how bad the England fans are.
Is it going to be another Beckham moment?
That's what I'm worried about, because he's a young lad playing amazing football on world stage. It can't be difficult to just do one small thing that can get you sent off stupidly. And then the England
Rooney
fans
done
turn.
it.
Yeah.
Rooney done it in 2000.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Rooney didn't take as much criticism as Beckham, so I'm hoping fans have learnt a little bit to kind of
Was that not because though the hate was aimed towards Ronaldo?
Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, I know what you mean with that one. But then after 30 minutes, we just went quiet. Harry Kane done nothing.
Well, was it one touch in the first half?
Yeah.
That's poor, isn't it? One touch.
It is poor. And when we looked good in the first 30 minutes, Harry Kane looked wooden. So everyone around him looked so fluid, and there was no movement. Maybe Southgate has told him, stick up by the 18-yard box, don't move away from there. But is that a system you can really get away with now? To have one player so wooden and the rest being so fluid around him?
Yeah, doesn't make much sense, does it? And then he didn't even do it well.
No, because he kept coming back into the midfield to try and pick the ball up as well.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of the way that he does that. And he just seems to go down. He gets a free kick, but it just stops the play.
Yeah. Or he just loses the ball. He lost the ball a lot.
Yeah.
He was pocketed. He was completely pocketed.
And then he gets his opportunity. Here it is. One that Jude, the 20-year-old, similar situation, took. Completely butchered.
Yeah, there was a lot of compliments for the goalkeeper on that one. Look, the keeper's done his job. He's got across his line quickly. Harry Kane's given him an opportunity though.
Yeah.
Why isn't he playing that to the centre of the goal head high?
Yeah. It was said on commentary that was his chance. They've said it before. He won't care about only having one touch because he'll care if he has a second touch and it's in the goal. He had his chance at the second touch. Didn't go in the goal.
He did. For me, that one, he needed to be heading it into the ground and it needed to be closer to the near post.
Yeah.
Don't give the keeper the opportunity.
No.
He was running from straight lines as well. Anytime we were attacking, he wasn't. He was just running in straight lines. He looked like he was hiding behind defenders at some point.
He looked like he didn't want the ball. Yeah.
I don't know what's up with him. But
No.
then at the same time, take him off at 60 minutes. If it's not working, get someone else on.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of players that can score goals, that can fill that role. We don't need Kane out there suffering and getting his confidence knocked.
No. No. But I think we are being classic English in this scenario. They won their opener. Only the second time in, I think, was it 10 tournaments that they've in of the Euros that they've won the opener, and
My
3
problem,
points
though,
is 3 points.
it is, but I'll go back to what I said about the Netherlands. You want to make a statement on your first game. We have shown the rest of Europe we're beatable,
Yeah,
and I think that's a big problem.
Pickford, I think,
And
shows up for England. I do think he does. They were talking about that save that he if he didn't make the save, that's a howler.
yeah, that's a routine save, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one that had to be made. He made it look good by falling down.
Yeah, yeah, that's a routine save. If that goes in, we're questioning why he's been picked as England #1.
Yeah,
But I do think that there were Hugh really stands out as a huge part of a huge positive of the game. Trent, I thought he was okay.
yeah, okay.
I think it showed that he was being played out of position. He lost the ball a couple of times, but also he made some great balls as well. I'd have put him at a 50-50 game. Foden, again,
Foden I thought wasn't great. Poor game
no,
for Foden. But is it the system? Like
yeah,
how can he have to me it's one of two things. Either he's got the nerves have got to him, or it just doesn't suit him. Like how can you have such a good season and then
yeah,
have such a bad game? But it could just be he had a bad game.
yeah.
Simple
I
as
think he'll
that.
come back. He'll prove
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, I think Foden will become will be a really good player in this tournament.
Yeah, Bowen
Right, yeah.
impressed me when he came on.
Yeah,
He gave a little bit of energy
yeah,
that we needed at the time.
yeah.
I'd
Saka
have liked to
seemed
have
to
seen
struggle
him
in the second
earlier.
half.
Yeah,
In that first half, he seemed like a rocket ship, but in the second one, he
yeah,
seemed like the other player was just a lot bigger than him and could bully him.
yeah,
Rice, I thought, played well.
yeah. Done his job.
Yeah,
There were definitely some positives in the game that you can pick out, but for me, it's just disappointing that we didn't. When we got the first, we sat off and we defended, and this is the mistake we made against Italy. We need to push on. We need to get that second and third goal and kill the game off.
yeah. In that 30 minutes, if they would have got 2 or 3, it becomes different. You can then sit back and absorb pressure for an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
But 1-0, it's just not. It's not a buffer, is it?
No, it's not. And we got through, but if we try and do that against if we try and do that against Denmark catch us out, I think.
Yeah.